go-to hero. No, we all know what you mean. Like, he loves his hero. He kind of started this Battlefield trend also, I believe, which now everybody is picking around. Yeah, he's definitely one of the best Monkey Kings.
Playing forward, trying to freeze over Faithion. He's not going to freeze over. The shackles on a flyfly won't lead to anything else. Faithion will try to heal up a little bit. And yeah, going back to your point about how he kind of developed the Battle Fury meta with this Monkey King, it was like during Season 1, I would say, of CDA DPC that he was really showing it off. So he's been running this kind of build, the Battle Fury Ags, for a little while now, and it's just kind of proven itself very strong. Icarus dive over and a little bit of revenge there. Boundless strike to swipe the kill away. Ame's got himself one.
It's gonna be a good golden fusion for him. Looking for his Battle Fury once more, of course. And we'll have to see what this Emo Mirana can do. We have seen him in a really bad matchup before. It's Mirana against TA, and he won that matchup somehow. And even against DP, who I would favor slightly here, he's doing very well for himself once more.
Doing well at 16-3, keeping up with NothingToSay. Certainly proving why he's #2 in the region. And you know, it's been exciting to watch Emo grow as a player. He used to go by half, and now his name is Emo. Like, it's just, you've seen him progress. Not only that, you've seen IG progress. They were having a good run before the last season kind of concluded in a way that probably nobody was excited about. And they were out of form and now back in form. And that's normally, for me at least, I would say on the back of Emo more than flyfly. So it's exciting to see him in a matchup like this, where maybe it's not one that he should be winning, but he always makes a stand in.
Right. Nice courier stick here, by the way, in case you guys want to learn some advanced mechanics. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ollie has been in this team for over 2 years, is that right?
I think so, a long time. I mean, the team together has certainly, I would almost say, been together 2 years too.
That's insane, man. Like, to think he was in the team for that long. Crazy. Loyalty paying off finally. They qualified for the last year already. Unfortunately, COVID hit, so it didn't end up going, but they're on a good way of making it there again. Securing a top 3 finish already.
Invisibility.
Top 3 finish for both these teams is going to be massive. It's been spoken about on the panel multiple times, just about how difficult and how much depth there is in the region. So, you know, securing yourself top 3 at this point, especially after a first place for IG, is a good feeling. Hex coming out with the burrow strike onto Ollie. Flyfly coming over to try and maybe get one in return. Cold Feet is going to proc, but well, Flyfly can't really output the damage to get a kill onto the shadow, onto the Sand King anyway.
USA expert, how do you like this AA last pick?
I like AA. I think it's, you know, one of those heroes that can make or break a fight. You have to be on it though. You know, those ice blasts have to hit. Not unlike mine that don't land at all.
I think I can lose, don't worry about it.
Burrow strike.
I think it's caught without walking on.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Surprisingly
Radiant
good pop by
structures
that.
are
Because
fortified.
even if DP wasn't there, he would have been in deep trouble. Since he didn't move up when Sand King stunned him. Bit of pressure here in the mid lane. Impale the arrow. Potentially kill him. Kill.
Gotcha. Arrow should have the kill here. Will finish off XinQ.
Dire's middle tower is under
Again, it's
attack.
another thing the panel talked about.
Dire's structures are Radiant's
Morphling.
bottom
I
tower has
personally think Emo is the better Morphling player. Flyfly, he's played well on this Morphling before, from his times with Team Gaming, his times with Serenity, but those are also times where I'd watch him like full shift Agi and die to like a rocket player.
Yeah, that's the only problem I have with his Morphling here. He is very hit or miss on the hero. Sometimes he owns incredibly hard. Nice cut on the tree. The air.
Following that up with a spear, so a lot of stun time with the arrow. Well done by JT.
That's just why he is considered the best of there in China. JT is an absolute beast. Well done once more. Pretty much just setting up the kill on Monkey all by himself, without ult even.
Yeah, that's really well done. You can hold that ult. You don't have to really use much to get that kill. Stun locking him for so long. Once you've cut that tree, use all that time you need to land the spear to land the arrow perfectly placed. Faithion in the top lane. He's trying to defend against
Dire's
this.
top tower is under
But
attack.
there's not much defense he can really make out of it. They've got the Hex coming in from Kaka. Invictus dive over. That's on a JT as well as Emo. Strike not too far away, and he's stunned up once again. And this is going to be Fabian going down. IG looking good as they take yet another in the top lane.
An arrow hit him even though he already borrowed strike. So it
Pet thanks you.
like his mirage, basically, but it still stunned the main hero. Interesting how that works. But yeah, Emo on this Mirana making it work
Radiant's
once more.
bottom tower
Doing
is
on
under
top of
attack.
net worth, rotating everywhere, making a ton of space for his Morphling here.
And it's what I'm wondering about is if they're going to be able to continue to make this space for flyfly. I expect the next Exorcism to be a push towards mid. However, IG, they're already setting up to kind of stop this. The arena's used, and that's going to catch XinQ. They've got the cold feet, the spear, and a kill. Easy one. Line him up, knock him down, and JT's got another.
Insane amount of
Radiant's
damage here with
middle
AA.
tower is
Who
under
has
attack.
Mars. Of course, AA doesn't really do much other than deal damage, but he deals a lot of it. Ice Vortex, Cold Feet, ton of damage amplification.
First dive right on Kaka. He'll just try to TP out, and
he
it
makes
is in
it.
time.
The Phoenix not burning hard enough.
Let
He's still a
thy
baby
healing
Phoenix
begin.
to get some more levels up first before he becomes an adult Phoenix. Flame is gonna burn a lot brighter.
Easy shot.
Quite a bit of
Open it for
Stexy though on the Dire side.
Yeah, they're going to need that to kind of catch this Monkey King up. He's right there with flyfly, but you want him to definitely be more towards the top and a little bit more comfortable. But both carries have really dealt with a little bit of pressure.
Definitely have. So far, it's the mid laners that are really shining.
Dire's courier
Both sitting
has been
at an
killed.
even network at the top. Fabian also struggled quite a bit, but he's gonna farm up all the stacks, bringing him very dangerously close to his Blink Dagger. And once that's up, Epicenter Borrow Strike is gonna be a huge asset to them.
These are two teams that really rely on their offlaners to be playmakers.
Yeah, they're very similar in that regard, aren't they? Both
Yeah.
JT and Fabian are really the guys that enable their teams usually.
Back when LGD were playing with that roster that had Chalice on it, he was more of a sacrificial offlaner. And, you know, now you've got two offlaners that are more consistent in lane, playmakers.
Radiant are
And
scanning.
you can definitely feel when they're not getting themselves the farm that they
Dire's
need to
middle
really
tower is
enable
under
themselves.
attack.
Yeah. Oh, good Hex here. Canceling the dive.
Starting to follow it up. They'll have a spear onto the Lonesome Tree that's in the river. God's Review finish for JT. He's got yet another, now sitting 3-0-2, so he's on a killing
Spoil
spree.
that shot.
Making it look easy. Kaka on his most comfortable hero again. Lion. Maybe Shaman is more comfortable for him, but it's usually not in the cards or getting picked by the enemy team.
I'll take your tribute.
On the top of the network.
Going Lincolns first. Do I like that?
Dire's
Not really,
structures
but I see a
are
lot of China
fortified.
morphs do this against these single target heavy disablers like Shadow Shaman, like Lion. It just makes sure they can't instantly hex you with a Blink Dagger or Ether Lens, so you get that chance to get the morph off. Can definitely sometimes
The prize
help
is
it
mine.
survive. Very costly item though to go as first item.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I worry about as a Morphling is, are you going to feel him when he's got that Lincolns? Because he's going to need one or two more items to really make his presence felt, right? So if he's just got this Lincolns, yes, he's surviving, but is that enough? Is just surviving enough to output enough damage to turn the tides of these fights?
Morphling is a special case because Lincolns gives a lot of stats, and obviously you can just morph everything on Agi. You gain additional damage. It just becomes a problem when you itemize into Lincolns as well as BKB. If you have to build both items, that's really when you see that impact of that early Lincolns, simply because you don't have the damage output anymore. I want to see an E-Blade or Manta style after that. Moving forward.
Strike comes in, that's going to land onto Emo. They've got Silence to follow it up. Crit Swarm's there. Can they get the kill on the Mirage? Moves up into the air. They've got 4 heroes here.
Radiant's
Exorcism,
middle tower
Supernova.
is under
Ultimate
attack.
leaps away!
Radiant
Emo!
structures are fortified.
Oh my god, and they got Tommy while all this is happening! Just leap away.
Dire's top tower
3
is under
times.
attack.
Yeah. Press E button 3 times. No problem. However, they're gonna trade the mid tower. Shaman was down, Exorcism down. Man, this is not what they were looking for though. Losing the Monkey King on the top side as well. Emo would have been a
Dire's
massive
bottom
kill,
tower
but he
is
makes it
under
out on the
attack.
skin of his teeth. Good health.
Yeah.
They kind of overlapped the disables on the LGD side here.
Thinking
Yeah.
about that ulti. And on top of that, they used a lot just to end up getting a tier 1 tower. Mid, Supernova, the Serpent Wards, Exorcism. I mean, you laid it all down. You threw the kitchen sink at them, and you didn't get a kill. You just got a tower. Yes, that opens up their side of the jungle, but that's not
Shish
that
kebab.
great. Now they've got themselves the arena. Goes high flash coming in. Yule sets it up. And look at that, just hopped up into the air, into the wall as he gets hit by that Earth Spike and the spear. Nothing to say. Well, he's got
Dire's middle
nothing
tower
to say.
has fallen.
He dies and he's dead for 30.
Yeah, JT, not only a professional Dota player, but also a professional kebab maker. Hitting his spear right on the mark once more. Don't think he has missed a single one yet. The Shaman, be careful. If he gets scored,
Radiant's bottom tower is
be
under
dead as well.
attack.
Can they swipe his stack away? I mean, they definitely see it, so they know that Monkey King's going to want to be there. He doesn't even have his Battle Fury yet, so it's a slow progression for the Monkey King right now.
Battle Fury definitely coming at a much slower timing than we're used to seeing. But it will still come out 3 minutes 14, which is still decent together with the threats. And after that, his farm is going to accelerate. We'll have to see if he goes back for this Agnes build again, or if he feels like he needs that BKB a little bit earlier this game.
Well, sometimes we'll see Ame go like BKB then back to the axe, right? So if he feels like he's not comfortable with getting the axe and taking that time to move around and farm like he's getting pressured, he'll go BKB back axe, right?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to get axe in this hero. It's just too good of an axe to forego. It makes it very tanky and just puts a lot of passive damage to the battlefield, which is always a big problem for everybody to deal with.
Really felt a lot from the
Dire
Mirana
are
despite the
scanning.
farm. Obviously, we watched the Mirana get out, but I'm excited to see what Emo can do with this hero. When I originally saw it in the draft, I thought Kaka was going to play it because he's really good with this Mirana. There was a time where IG were picking Mirana basically every game for him. He would land probably about 85% of his arrows. It was kind of disgusting to watch him do that, and that was back in like the early seasons of the Dota Pit China that were happening. There were 4 seasons during the off season for the
Dire's
DPC,
structures are
and
Radiant
he
are
was
scanning.
really the only guy in the region who was
Radiant's
making that
top
hero
tower
work.
is
As you
under
see it
attack.
blink in, they've got the Ice Blast. Ame caught again. Ice Blast is gonna land onto Ame. The first right into the 2. That's just maybe giving up Pantheon's life. Victor comes through. They get a second. They'll land a stun onto 2 more, but they do end up trading off Emo. They go into the Moonlight Shadow. They're trying to run, but they've got the vision. They're ready to go. The Exorcism running. Mars in trouble. Cold Feet in a spear will make sure that Nothing to Say is held back and will freeze over. They cannot chase this Mars, and they do find the X onto the Ancient Apparition as he's TPing out. So Ali, he's caught, and he's killed.
Yeah, very interesting skill ability coming out from the DP. 4 levels of Silence, only 2 levels of Spirit Siphon, helping them to kill Emo off there, who of course has no way of dispelling their silence yet. And yeah, it's not something I've ever seen before. Only 2 levels of Spirit Siphon.
Ooh,
Phoenix
spear
top.
now onto the Phoenix. Innocent's gonna try and Icarus dive away.
Easy escape though. Not enough damage coming out from the mask just yet, but he's looking amp that up a little bit. BKB purchase, probably into an Isolator after. Emo, Kaka already with the Blink Dagger. Ame, be careful here.
He's in trouble. He's gonna die here. They've got the Earth Spike. He'll land the arrow. No, it's gonna be blocked. But
And blocked
still
off.
have the control on an Ice Blast. Ame dead again.
That is the
Dire's
second
bottom
death
tower is under
consecutively.
attack.
Just TP down there. We won't have a TP available. As soon as he respawns, JT is pushing out top lane. They're setting up for him though. If he shows, he's gonna die.
They
JT is
still
smart.
want Ame to go for the Axe. I'm a little surprised that he had that queued up when he was over bottom. I just don't know if it's... I agree with you. I think he needs to go into the BKB.
I mean, Ame is one of those guys who's always insanely greedy, right? Like, he will go for the most greedy route every game. And of course, it's the Agam Scepter. And we'll see if it ends up working out for him. It looks quite rough right now. He's 1-4. And I don't really see it getting any easier. Quite a while here. The IG
Another
pressure
guy.
is gonna start ramping up.
you can see that the pressure is ramping up because they feel free to just go into the triangle. There's no pressure on them to sneak in there or do anything. They're farming the Dire side.
Radiant's
And,
top
you know,
tower is
LGD
under
really
attack.
don't have any way to push them
Dire's
out of the
bottom
triangle at the
tower is
moment.
under attack.
They're down 4K, but they're still hoping that they could get Ame a little bit of
Radiant's
fun.
top
They don't
tower is
really
falling.
want to fight if they can 5v5 or really 5v4 if Ame is going to continue to farm.
Dire's
Yeah, and
bottom
Morphling
tower is
going
under
into
attack.
the E-Blade, so he'll be ready to fight as soon as he has it. Honestly, he's already ready to
Radiant's
fight.
middle
Like, he has a
tower
lot
is
of
under
damage,
attack.
simply because he's a Morphling. Emo, looking very strong himself. And they're just scaling very nicely here on the IG side. Up to like 5k now. DP will have to deal a lot of damage. And he has to be so careful he doesn't get A blasted.
The Ancient Apparition was
Dire's
a little
bottom
bit of
tower
a
is
curveball
under
coming in the
attack.
5th pick. Just in my eyes when I, again, saw Kaka playing the Mirana, but they switched the Mirana to the 2. They go Ancient Apparition last, and we've seen how effective the A has been. He got a pretty quick
Radiant's
6,
top tower is
from
under
there,
attack.
Kofi's basically going off every time they have him together with the Mars. They've got Kofi into the Spear, and they're also, you can see the communication because they're throwing the Ice Blast in anticipation
Radiant's
for the Spear.
top tower is under attack.
Got a lot of trust coming out there.
Dire's middle
And
tower
you weren't
is
the
under
only one
attack.
that was expecting a support Mirana. LGD ended up banning quite a lot of mid heroes in the later portion there. Everybody got debated about him, including LGD.
Radiant's
way
top
back.
tower is under
We'll
attack.
see if they can, again,
Dire's
relying
bottom
on
tower
Ame to
is
get
under
this
attack.
farm. He's got the Ogre Axe, and I think that's
going
just
to
in
BKB.
case he rethinks it into the BKB, right?
Yeah, he's most definitely going to the BKB, otherwise he would be purchasing some other parts.
Radiant's top tower
And it makes
is
a lot
under
of sense.
attack.
Like, there's no way you're getting away with Metal Fury action on this game.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Clash for a little while, but you can see IG just pushing down the tier 2 bottom, and they're going to smoke. They really want to find something. They know that they're ahead, and if they can shut down Ame continuously, they'll be real happy with this. They find themselves in the arena, and again, there's the Ice Blast with the Spear. They'll use the finger, they'll get the kill. The communication is so on point for IG
Radiant's
right now,
middle
and
tower is under
LGD
attack.
just look lost.
Yeah. Look lost is the right thing to say. Like, they don't know at all about IG's movements. Ame is getting caught out time after time again, and they can't really find themselves despite everything moving that they got on the Sand King. Another pickoff.
XinQ.
Making it look easy. And that's the power
This is
of
why they were
Invictus.
top of the league. Yeah. Doesn't get hexed, doesn't get
Radiant's
caught.
top
And
tower
one
is
eye
under
strike
attack.
landing on a 2. This could
No damage.
be something
Dire's
nice for
bottom
them,
tower
but they
is
just don't
under
get the kill on the Emo just yet. They've got themselves the Spear that lands, and Beyond, he's in trouble, but they get the kill on the Emo. Now gets the brutal strike out onto the Mars. JT with the guy to really finish him off, but they've got the sides coming in for nothing to say. That will be 3 for both sides overall. And that is real well done by Fabian to get that to go down like that, as that will open up some space here for Ame, and that's really what they desperately need.
Yeah, into a very important core kills. They also managed to kill the Phoenix on the bot lane again with the Morphling as well as Lion off screen. But yeah, that was exactly what LGD needed here. Now they're only down 5k, but this Morphling is getting pretty damn obese. Like, he's already finished his E-Blade.
These supports are not gonna be happy when they know he's got that.
Not only hordes, look at the Sand King, look at it, even DP. Like, if he gets stunned into E-Blade combo, he's gone. Monkey King is gone. Nobody of them can tank it right now.
They're looking actually to ping out Roche, go that way. Moonlight Shadow into the pit. See if they commit for this. It looks like they will. Blink onto the high ground. Kaka just checking if anybody's there with Moonlight Shadow. He would have been setting up to get a hex as well as an Earth Spike. They have, you know, a lot of mobility here with the leads, the 2 Blink Daggers, the wave form. They can close the gap pretty quickly on IG. And LGD, they're not going to even try to contest this if they know it's happening. There's nothing that they can do right now, in my eyes, that would have them get away with it with Exorcism down, Epicenter gone, and just don't have enough to fight with.
Yeah, they just want to secure the BKB on Monkey King. After that, are they going to be strong enough to fight? Depends on whether Faithbjorn can find a good initiation or not. If we can find some of those core targets, we can take a team fight, but it's going to be so difficult because the front line of IG is pretty scary now with that Morphling as well on Mars, who's only 100 gold away from his BKB.
5K feels like so much more.
Radiant's
It
bottom
does,
tower
but at the same
is under
time,
attack.
LGD, they have a lot of
Dire's top
damage
tower is
on their
under
side.
attack.
So if they really just take the proper fight, and get the jump on the line, or the Mirana even, maybe the AA, they will kill them really easily, and they do have
Dire's
the damage
top
tank on
tower
the Morphling
has
twice.
fallen.
Right, and we really haven't felt full presence of LGD, right? We haven't seen the big team fight with like a Wukongs and a Supernova coming through with a Burrow Strike, making sure they can't hit the egg. Like, we haven't seen it all mesh just yet for LGD. We've just felt IG kind of control the entirety of the map and get these pickoffs and slow down LGD.
Yeah, we haven't even really seen a team fight. It was mostly just pickoffs here from IG. Yeah, LGD's team fight should still be quite a bit better, but they're just not getting the chance to fight.
Ame not even going to go for the Zags at all. He's actually switched over to the Scotty, and we'll see if that's the commitment he'll make. Do you like that over the Ags? Do you think just Ags is not even in the picture anymore?
It's just to tank up and to be able to somewhat counter the Morphling, because Scotty, of course, reduces the heal you get from that Morph ability.
Radiant are scanning.
So it does make sense, but yeah, like Aghanims on Monkey is still one of the best ones in the game, so at least for going in is interesting.
Smoke trying to move here. Burrow Strike hits onto Ollie. They're going to get the silence out of two of these heroes. They're looking over the apparition with the Sun Ray right on top of him, melting the ice of this AA. They'll get the kill on Ollie. They'll look over at Kaka, who lands a 2-man Earth Spike with his Exorcism used, and they've got the Moonlight Shadow trying to run, but the Balance Strike will be the finish. 2 kills there for LGD, and they come out clean. However, it's just the supports.
It is just the support, but there was still quite a good golden fusion for LGD here. Well behind quite a bit.
Dire's
They had
middle
to
tower
expend
is under
Exorcism
attack.
again though. So now it's a good time for IG to look for a team fight here. With the newly picked up BKB on the Mars as well. Is an Invis rune. XinQ has to be a bit careful here. Has got the A on this though.
Well done to push him back towards the TP. This map will go off, and now towards into XinQ. The Burrow Strike comes out. Are they going to look for the Supernova? They will. So let's see. Do IG want to continue here, looking maybe for an epicenter, but stops it as the BKB lets JT leave, and IG will just back out.
Right. Well, at least the Aeon Disc was popped, I guess. I don't know if he actually started Aeon Disc or not, because he committed Arena right away. Looked like he didn't really check for the items. But that is going to be on a cooldown for quite a while now, and they still have Epicenter available. Yeah, I haven't really seen the E-Blade combo yet either.
Are scanning.
No, not yet.
Radiant
Not yet at
structures
all.
are
And they still
fortified.
have, you know, a minute and a half with this Aegis to work with. Especially once he picked up that E-Blade, I thought he would just be going into overdrive in terms of aggression. But something here is really pulling on the reins, and he's not playing the way we've seen him play this Morphling for flyfly in the past, when he's just been all-out aggression once he got that E-Blade.
And you know all about Magic. They were ahead 5k just like a minute ago. How is it only 3 or 2k now? What happened, B-Cup? What's the magic?
Losing a couple supports, not putting the pressure on LGD. They felt fine to farm, getting around the map a little.
Dire's middle
Whereas
tower
IG, I think
is
they've
under
been looking
attack.
to kind of find a
Dire's
pickoff for the last
structures
few
are
minutes.
fortified.
Oh, amazing. Analysis works, maybe. What's next game?
Oh, you got
King
it.
caught out again.
If it's blast, now they've got the Ice Blast coming through. That's going to land onto XinQ. They'll get the kill to the Shadow Shaman.
That was really close. If that hits on the monkey,
Radiant's
he had
bottom
not used
tower
his stick
is
at the
under
time. He was
attack.
only sitting at like
Radiant's
600
bottom
health.
tower has fallen.
He is in actual danger of dying. Barely gets out of the AoE. He's out of life. King, very close to his Scotty now. One step up, it's gonna be pretty damn hard. Oh. Throws done.
Right?
Kaka.
Got the Hex. Kaka in the right position. Sunray trying to keep him alive. And this is going to pop once again. Full Strike Finger. Ice Blast coming in. Flyfly gets the kill on the face beyond. They'll take the same thing once again. And now Innocent's on the run for the waveform. But like I said, they can really cut down the gaps between them and these heroes. But now the Supernova going off. And I don't know if they're going to be able to pop this. They'll throw the spear. That chance comes. Nothing to say. They'll get the kill for the Death Farm. The Supernova's going to go off. And JT's going to be stunned up. knocked down and killed off. Ali to follow suit. XinQ gets the kill there. Super Boys are down for the burst strike. Comes up with flyfly onto the Shadow Shaman. They've got themselves the Earth Spike to finish off XinQ. They'll get yet another kill. The arrow will just miss Beyond. Back and forth we go as IG still a 4K lead. They're a little bit close. To be very careful about their positioning. However, I say that Earth Spike in. Brutal strike comes out from Beyond with BKB pop by Ame. He'll go to the Cuck's command, but he's on nobody. He tries to put the circle out so they can maybe catch Orb jumping in. They do get the kill on a Kaka, but Orb never commits.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake. He had nothing to say. He TP'd in, used Exorcism, but he didn't BKB. He just got Boros struck by the Morphling who turned into the Sand King and then got permanently disabled by the Lion, just resulting in his death. Exorcism was on for like 2 or 3 seconds. If he BKBs in time, I'm 100% sure this fight is going to go very differently for LGD here. But good recognition there from flyfly, just immediately stun him, allowing Kaka to follow up on it.
That's the first Wukong's that
Arrow?
I think we've seen, and it just hasn't done much of anything. It really was zoning at that point, but I don't know if they're too upset about that. They did get a kill and kind of get that fight even.
Yeah, I mean the gold lead is not increasing or decreasing, so very even fight indeed. Oh, Yules. Oh, so scary. The Shadow Shaman. If he just gets touched by the Morphing, he's gonna die.
Take us.
Yeah. White Shadow used once, but again, see if they can get in here and get a pick off. LGD sitting out of sight, out of mind.
DD bottled here on the Mirana could be a big problem for LGD in the next fight because they never really focus him. He always sits in the back line, just right-clicking it away with their Dragon Lance, of course, hitting from a very safe distance.
They're up inside the jungle, but they need to cross over mid if they want to fight, and it doesn't look like that's going to be what I do.
Monkey King itemizing into the Agrams now again. Once that Skadi was finished, as it's just too good of an Agram to pass up upon. Now that there's a Morphling in the game, also Peacock. What did the ocean say to the beach?
What up? I don't know. How are you? That's all I
Nothing.
got.
It just waved.
Radiant's
Alright,
middle
Morphling,
tower
you
is
get
under
it?
attack.
Morphling wave. So funny.
I try to hold back the laughter, but it always gets through. The dad jokes work on me. You got it.
I got it. Thank you.
Double damage.
We saw the tier 2 tower top getting taken out. Morphling closing in on his
Dire's top tower
Skadi,
is under attack.
and he's just whacking the top tower. No one is there from LGD. They have a high ground watch, have to be careful. Lost half health on the top tower and forced everybody back. Good move from IG.
See how long that ward stays up on their high ground. I don't know if they even realize that that was placed. They are going to smoke up. Roche is up in 1:15.
Money changes.
OGD can find a good fight here. It might set them up to get the next Aegis. They're going to go late Burrow Strike, Exorcism, all used. They've got the Shackles onto the Mirana. They'll catch Emo. Ame getting himself a killing spree. That's a big one to get. 65 seconds without the Mirana. Right as Emo respawns, Roche will be available.
Yeah. Good and fortunate timing here for IG that Roche doesn't respond any faster.
And just blocked once again. They're going to get the Supernova off. Had a Burrow Strike, Boundless Strike missing as he waveforms away. But now Spear, that's a complete win with the BKB popping up in the say, going after the damage with the Exorcism running down this line. They pop the linkage, they've got the Hex on a JT. They follow him up and they should be able to get the kill to the Mars. They will take out JT. Oh, just missing Ali as he TPs out. 3 kills there for
XinQ after the
LGD.
ownage. XinQ here, jumping in on the Mirana, can't use his BKB because he gets instant hex. Doing the same thing again to JT. And BKBs are useless if you get instantly hexed. This is exactly where Lion and Shadow Shaman are such good heroes right now, and teams are prioritizing them heavily. Roshan up in 5, JT is dead for 40.
The damage just onto Kaka with the Sunray, the Exorcism all going off. The Hex, he said, as you see, got XinQ playing a little bit of the Cliff Teasy cosplay as he's up on the cliff and really, yeah, he took the high ground and he's got the shackle from a distance. He was happy with that.
We all know what the high ground does to you.
Illusion.
We're all avid Star Wars watchers, of course.
Except I was not the chosen one.
For me, you are. You come.
Double jump.
Go after the same once again. Ice Blast coming through. Duels up into the air. The Ice Blast is going to land. They get no bite with BKBs being popped by Flyfly as well as nothing to say. Who's Aeon just will pop. Who try to TP out.
Oh, going down right before the TP goes off. Emo gets the kill and nothing to say. And now both these heroes don't have buyback, and look at what's up. It's Roche.
Yep, and it's gonna be a free one.
Easy.
Morphling
Dire's middle tower
has so
is
much
under attack.
damage. They don't have Desolate yet, but they won't need it. Emo also right clicking very hard, going for that mana break. Talon on level 20. Also that DD room bomb. Hold up. And yeah, thanking no buyback, DP no buyback. Give it up. Aegis cheese.
Roshan has
Into
fallen
Viking.
to the radiant.
Tough from now on out. Also going to the Skadi on the Mirana. At least Monkey King caught up very well, very nicely here to the Morphling. Almost on par with him in farm.
Right.
Dire's middle tower is
Going to
under
the
attack.
That's set up to be a timing where LGD, they're the ones who
Dire's
were
middle
looking
tower
over at
has
Roche
fallen.
with presence, and it ends up being IG who take a good fight, and they finish off
Dire's
both
middle
nothing
tower
to say
is
as well
under
as
attack.
Beyond, and that leads to them getting
Radiant
Aegis and
structures
now
are
going up the high
fortified.
ground once again. Like this
I
is
think they're gonna get
LGD.
one Rex at least. Like, they have Morphling Mirana, they hit so damn fast. They should be able to get one side here quite easily.
Yeah. 8 seconds though. We'll
Dire's
see if
middle
they
tower
stay.
has fallen.
They might get the tier 3 impact or
Radiant's
one
bottom
half.
tower is
Oh,
under
there's
We'll
one
see
attack.
how long
behind.
they're willing to come up.
Dire's middle barracks is fallen.
Easy Rex, just
Oh.
leave.
Stun, as well as your spike onto the Sand King, and then it will take the melee racks and back off.
Oh, Kaka! He's good. Ollie!
Radiant's
He's good.
bottom tower
They're
is
just short of getting these heroes, but they got the balance strike, and that's going to be through onto Flyfly, who will pop the BKB. They have no way to stop it, and he'll just TP.
Oh, there was Exorcism popped. I didn't see that. Only 5 seconds remaining on that. After that, IG is going to be looking for another team fight. Army could potentially be getting caught out here. It's
Just
away
looking
just in the
for a
nick of time.
moment. And that is
That was so
another
scary.
Exorcism, not really looking that good for nothing to say.
Yeah, he kind of just forced it out. Like, there was no need to. IG was already retreating. Looked like they wanted to fight, but yeah. Sometimes you just get a little overexcited, you know? You don't want to give up that Rex. This might cost them. 90 seconds without Exor. Big timing window for IG.
Radiant are scanning.
Good scan. Look at Morphling, 5,000 health, 6,000 health. Let's go.
Dire
Morphing
are
back down.
scanning.
4,000, 3,500, 3,000.
I love seeing those numbers go up and down.
Oh, they found the Morphling, they've got themselves the Burrow Strike. He doesn't got a lot of health to work with anymore, and he is gone for the first time. Only working with 2,200 health on that point, but they've got themselves the arena door to figure the Earthquake to land on two of these heroes. They've got the Xbox Monkey over the edge of the standing. They've got the Supernova pop. They'll get the kill on Army. They take it to the Monkey King as well. The Phoenix, they'll look over feet beyond. They've got themselves the third. Three heals down the side of LGD. Just like that, they turn it around. They had the luxury of the Aegis, and they will use that luxury to get 3 kills and come out on top.
Yeah, IG scouted them very well with a scan. Morphling, I'm sure he didn't want to die. He ends up dying, doesn't matter. He has an Aegis, and all of IG are ready to punch back. Monkey didn't even get the chance to use his BKB. Permanently stunned. Now he's dead for 60. Might have to buyback here. Otherwise, they're going to get a second side of Rex. No buyback on Sanking, though. Either way, it's going to be a tough fight.
Looked like they were just getting themselves the Aegis and backing off, but the arena and the stun from Kaka just
Dire's middle
immediately
barracks are under
onto
attack.
both this Phoenix as well as the Sand King. Really well done. They killed Ame instantly.
Wanna initiate here on flyfly. XinQ position.
Dire's top tower
He walks up for it.
On the board once again. Blue staff back. Long arms. This might be the exorcism that better goes their way. They've got the Wukong's command down with the BKB pop by Ame, but he's able to wait for him away. TP out, and he is gone. Everything used by LGD again, including some buybacks, and they get nothing.
Yeah, 6.2k health, by the way. Keep morphing it up. It just never ends, man. You think he's already at max? Nope, that's only half of what he's got. And yeah, as you said, they used everything.
Invisibility.
You got nothing for it. Even a Monkey King buyback as well.
They've got a Hex now and nothing to say. That's another layer to control here for LGD, but it just has not been enough.
We'll see if this Hex is enough. Like, he's in danger of always getting blown up. Emo in position here with the Invictus.
There's the arena. And Ame has been caught by the air spike, but they've got the shadow coming through from XinQ. Icarus dive trying to get back into the fight. They've got the stun on Ame. They need to be careful. He just fought back. The damage coming in with the Starstorm. He's going to be able to survive this. They've got the Epicenter going from beyond. They're going to look over at Emo. He's got the BKB running for a couple more seconds. And popped on NothingToSay, but they've got the stun now on the Mirana. Wait for it. They're going to kill the XinQ. They look over. The Supernova's going to pop right onto the Mirana as well as this Morphling. They get the kill on Emo, and now BCR trying to close the gap. Flyfly, Ali, both here. Link gets popped, but he's going to morph into the Sand King. Finger onto the Sand King. Spear. It lands. They get the kill to Faithion. The Andis is going to be popped on the Lion. They look over. They land the second. They got the silence. He's out of mana, out of time on the running dead. Ame gets the kill on a Kaka, and they will take out two. It is back and forth once again. Ice Blast is in last place with that E-Blade. It will hit onto the Phoenix. We'll see if he shatters. Percentages, it's aiming towards him surviving.
The last tick.
It's
okay,
fine.
it's fine. It's always so scary when it ticks down. Alright, it's fine. It could have gone a lot worse for IG, admittedly. Like, JT, I feel like they kind of overlapped their stance in LGD. He should have been dead. And Morphling also used his BKB very prematurely. He was in trouble as well. But they do get out on all cores except the Mirana. Still a slight victory for LGD though.
LGD, that went from almost game over because they went on to Ame, almost caught him out. You gotta remember, he fought back, he would be dead forever, and the game would just be over.
It would have been,
just a 7K
if
lead.
Monkey dies now without buyback, he's actually going into the Aeon disc simply because of all the stuns coming out. It's not an item we ever see on Monkey, really. He's feeling real bad about his positioning here in teamfights. Too much range disables coming out from the IG side. And that's what Lion does to you, man. A lot of mental damage. You know, you get Hex before you BKB. You're gonna be like, next time I'll BKB. You don't do it again, and then you just go in.
And that's the thing, because we were talking about the gap closing that they have from IG, and you can see it with the blinks, the waveforms, and everything. And Ame even screens away, doesn't feel safe.
Are scanning.
Telescope, that'll be good for the Shadow Shaman. They want to put it on the Shadow Shaman.
Elocate
Allies disappear.
on the Morphling. One of the better items from as well. Oh, they're falling for it. They didn't get unsmoked. They're kind of crumbling under the pressure. Oh, the good arrow!
Hits on the Phoenix. Oh, they're going to follow this up. They've got the like Will Spear that's going to land for the Phoenix. Can he get the Supernova onto a King? He looks at 5, and they've got themselves an outpost right there, but they're going to end up getting themselves a second. Shadow Shaman's gone for 85 seconds without buyback, and they're going to use that Wukong's command, but against them nothing. They've got the Burrow Strike on the Ollie. They'll look over the machine. They'll at least find one, but again, everything, their kitchen sink, the next door neighbor's entire house, it's all thrown from LGD, and all they get from it is just an ancient apparition. They were forced to buy back on the Phoenix, and now they're going to look over the line. They've got themselves a silence as well as the Hex. They caught themselves Kaka, they hit the Burrow Strike, they'll get the kill, and that's something to work with. Morphling trying to get out of here as he'll TP with the waveform flyfly. He's gone, and Roche, it's soon, but I don't know if it's soon enough.
Unless it's an instant spawn, they'll have plenty of time here on IG to get their heroes respawned.
I'll take your
So
tribute.
close again on the Mirana, man. He had like 100 health, gets out of the skin of his teeth again. It just feels like it's always so close, just not quite there for LGD. Like they never can eke out this last little bit of damage before they get their BKBs and mobility items off.
Level 25 there for the Death Prophet. The levels on some of these heroes are lacking though for LG. They do have level 18, level 3 on the Supernova for the Phoenix, but he was never able to get it off to begin with. He was caught by the arrow. No chance he survives that.
Yeah, now the big one is really the level 25 Monkey King, but last team fight, this Wukong's was rendered quite ineffective. Oh, the Phoenix here.
Again caught, and they've got the arrows. He's going to go immediately to the Supernova, but they've got the right place. There's no way this goes off. Dead for 90. He's used Supernova.
No buyback. Very costly mistake here. Trying to take the outpost all by himself without buyback. And he was also the guy that used all his spells on an illusion escape illusion. Why? Definitely feeling the pressure here that IG is putting on them. Rana ult once more.
This could be another casualty. They get the kill on a Faithion. He's going to buy back with the Aeon. He's going to be onto the nothing to say. EKBs have gone off. They get the kill there on a XinQ. 3 goes down on the side of LGD, but they've got a XinQ coming back in. Orfling, he's just out of here and onto the high ground. Looking for the barrel strike to hit on the face beyond. He won't land it. And again, nothing there for LGD. Exorcism and Wukong's on cooldown. They have no answers for IG. They will have Roche available in 45 seconds so they can get themselves another set of racks and they can back off if they want it or go straight for Roche. The options are all available for them just when Roche spawns in 30 seconds.
Sorry, B-Cup, but I'm not feeling this Monkey King Aeon Disc. They were in the Wukong's command for like about 5-6 seconds, but they just took no damage. He has no damage items at all. Like this, Aeon Disc sounds nice on paper maybe, but it really doesn't do a whole lot.
It feels like they just don't care about the Aeon. And when you see it on Nothing to Say too,
Scanning.
his pops and they stick with him anyway.
And I'm just gonna say, as a nullifier out on the Mirana, so that Aeon Disc purchase on any of these heroes is gonna be rendered quite ineffective. 3 Aeon Discs, but nullifier is gonna own all of them.
Smoke again, LGD hoping to get to the hit time. They might get there, the timings might work out. It's close, it's real close, that's an illusion. And
But Arma's not even there.
back up for a second. Yes, he's not there, and the Aegis is going to go in hands of flyfly once again. They look over, and Ali to try to get a kill for the ancient effort. He's going to get for 65 seconds. We'll see if he buys back, and that's exactly what he's going to do. They get the go to face beyond the second kick for 105. Supernova again used, and that was to stop them maybe going up on the high ground and chasing this LGD team, but that's not a good feeling as these ults are on cooldown, and they're not a full team for 90 seconds.
It seemed like a huge miscommunication. They're all going to the pit. Monkey King going back to base to finish his MKB. And without the Monkey King, there's just no way in hell they can ever take a fight. No buyback here on the Sand King. This fight is going to be 4v5.
He sold the Aeon Disc and he went right into the...
Oh, big spear!
Oh, the spear! He lands! Ahmed, this might have been the right choice because you are not my friend! That's the Monkey King gone for 2 minutes. All they do is pop the Aegis. This is not looking good for LGD and looking so swell for IG. They will take out XinQ, take out Nothing to Say. 4 heroes gone. We expect the letters and and a GG call. IG take game 1 over LGD.
Wow, that's making it look relatively easy. Like LGD had some signs of life here and there, but it always felt like IG is in control. Starting from the early game, JT completely dictating the pace of the game, as we used to be seeing from them.